So when we got Pippi, she had access to the back room of our home, and then that had a door to go out to the backyard. The room was probably 500 square feet, so not big, but adequate for her when she was 15 pounds. There was a litter box in the room, and we put the litter box at one corner. Her bedding had to go at the other corner because they don't like to defecate anywhere near where they sleep or eat. So you make sure that you've got enough space to be able to have a litter box at one end, bedding on the other, and feed them, you know, somewhere close to where their bedding is, or in the middle of the room.
Do you need like somewhere for them to like wallow in, like, you know, like a tub of water or something?
If it's hot, yes, and if they're gonna be outside. If they're indoor, you don't need to worry about that. But in the summertime, pigs don't sweat, so they do have to have an area to cool off. We use kiddie pools for them, so there's, you know, no problem there. We also have mud holes. It's funny because some of them won't go in the mud at all, some will. Pippi will do both. She'll go in the pool and the mud. So you do have to have that. They do need outside time. That's really important to them. They have to be able to graze, so you have to have grass or some type of, you know, yard that has something they can munch on. They do like to root. She doesn't really root, but it depends on the pig. Some of them really like rooting, some of them indifferent towards it. So just have an area that they can root in. What we did for her when she was a baby is we got a big Tupperware bin, like the type that slides under your bed, and put plastic balls in it. And we'd throw Cheerios or some of her pellets in there, and she'd root around to find the snacks. And that's actually a really good enrichment activity for them. So there's a lot of simple things you can do. You can also put river rocks in some type of container for them to root in, or bark chips. It can't be cedar because pigs are allergic to cedar. No cedar. So there's a few different types of enrichment activities that you would need to consider. But if they're going to have a companion with them at all times, which is important for the training, I would imagine they would, those types of activities are going to be less important. So,
Mom, you get a pig.
How about vision?
They have pretty awful vision, but they have really good hearing and really good smell, so it compensates for it.
Okay.
I don't know if her...
But in terms of like situational awareness, with the hearing and the smell, they're able
that
to
balances out for it, Yeah, they're not going to run into walls or anything like that.
Or out into the street.
I think that they just can't see very far, but they have very good hearing, so...
So they echolocate?
Yes, they do. Yep, they do. And smell is amazing, so... another thing to consider with pigs when you're training them is they will figure out where things are. So cupboards, you might have to put child locks on, or just make sure your food is not within, you know, their access with their height. This little lady, when she was younger, we had a desk that was taller than this that we stored a bin of cat food on, and she figured out how to climb onto the swiveling office chair and then onto the desk to get the cat food. So she'd never seen us get into the cat food, but she knew it was there from smell and figured out how to get to it. So they are problem solvers. If they want something bad enough, they'll figure out how to get it. So
do they eat any non-edible kinds of stuff? Like our cat is crazy about plastic bags.
No.
Try to eat stuff.
No. Nope, they're pretty savvy in that respect. So they're not destructive. They won't chew on your shoes like dogs do. They just want things that are edible. But they do have certain allergies or things that are poisonous to them, just like dogs do. So that's another thing to be aware
So you
of.
have to watch out for plants, certain plants.
It's not so much plants, it's more of what you're cooking and giving them. So avocado is highly toxic to pigs. That will kill a pig. Salt is very bad for them, so they cannot get into salty foods. I think those are the two big things in that people would have inside. There are some plants that are toxic, but not in Colorado. So, and they probably wouldn't eat it anyway.
So they're okay in the backyard.
So they're okay in the backyard, yeah.
So do you think like if like someone had went to a restaurant that was like avocado and they had like maybe touched it with and they touched the pig, would that be a problem, or
No,
it's just if
it's
it eats
just
it?
if they eat it.
Falling on the floor or something.
Yeah, so making sure, I think with service animals in general, there's kind of a policy that people aren't allowed to feed them.
Yeah.
The same thing with pigs.
Also, you can train them not to eat like food off the floor.
You're not gonna be able to train a pig that.
Oh, okay.
They're very food motivated, so they will eat things if it's on the floor.
Okay.
Yeah,
Do you know if there's many people with allergies to pigs?
not that I know of. They have hair instead of fur, so they are hypoallergenic animals.
Oh, that's
They don't shed except seasonally, so June, July, that time of year, their hair comes out all at once, like over the course of a week, and then it grows back in for the winter. So
So for people with allergies, that's a plus.
it's a plus, yeah. They don't have dander. They're actually very similar to us. So physiologically, you know, if you're not allergic to people, you won't be allergic to a pig.
Uh-huh. And
So
their saliva and stuff, I know.
yeah, it's
Cats
very
have
different from
saliva
yeah.
I know some
Get
people
out of there.
I know some people who
There's no food in there.
Oh,
other people.
really? Come here, Pip. Come on. Good girl. Good girl. I know. We're whining.
Do they like to explore?
They do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
they
do you
do.
think like for like introverts or extroverts, do you think pig would be like good for both, or?
Yes,
Is there, like,
especially
some-
introverts. Yeah, especially. There's just something that makes it really easy to bond with a pig. So, the longer you have them around, you know, they're quirky and they're funny and they're just very, very sweet animals. So I think introverts especially would be able to bond with them quickly.
Do you have to like wash your hands a lot around pigs or?
I did give her a bath before coming up here, but they do stay clean. So there's, you know, she's an outside animal now. She doesn't live in the house.
Yeah.
And she looked like this before I gave her a bath, so she wasn't dirty.